This is DanishInfoNewsTV, a Danish English special report on Russia, the sanctions loophole, Flügger paint. Special edition, DanishInfoNewsTV, the sanctions loophole, how Danish paint reached Russia. Presented by DanishInfoNewsTV, Business and Global Affairs Special Report. Welcome to this special edition of DanishInfoNewsTV Business, where we uncover the hidden roots, digital networks, and political tensions behind one of Denmark's most controversial export scandals. In a world of tightening sanctions and rising geopolitical stakes, a Danish paint manufacturer finds itself at the center of an international investigation, and what's unfolding could change how Europe enforces its economic pressure on Russia. If you care about business integrity, trade ethics, and global accountability, stay with us. And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth reports from our investigative team. Russian websites. Publish Sanctions Cookbook, Flügger paint case exposes systemic evasion of EU rules. When Danish paint giant Flügger officially left Russia after the invasion of Ukraine, the company declared it stands clear: no trade, no ties, no tolerance. But DR News has now revealed that at least 1,900 tons of Flügger paint, about 1.5 million liters or 100 truckloads, quietly crossed the border into Russia through a complex logistic web involving Estonia intermediaries, falsified freight documents, and what experts describe as personalized sanctions evasion industry. A sanctions manual online. Russian language websites uncovered by DR News detailed exactly how to bypass EU trade restrictions, complete with tutorials, legal advice, and chat support. It's deeply concerning that Russia has developed an entire industry dedicated to helping companies evade sanctions, says Nikolai Sievenholz, professor of criminal law at Aarhus University. We are talking about professionally designed websites that package sanctions evasion as consultancy. The process they describe mirrors the Flügger route: declare goods in transit to legal destinations such as Kazakhstan or Turkey, then resign ownership once across the border and finalize customs clearance inside Russia. Estonia points to Denmark. Estonia, now scanning every truck crossing into Russia, says it's doing its part. But senior diplomat Curly Vesky insists that the problem begins far earlier. It doesn't all start at the Russian border. It starts in the country of origin, she says. The goods should be stopped in Denmark, not by Estonian customs when it's already too late. From March 2022 to August of 2025, over 155,000 trucks entered Russia from Estonia, but only 406 were stopped. Unless officials have concrete evidence that a shipment's final destination is Russia, they cannot legally block it. The data is available. The issue lies in deciding whether to examine the data and what actions to take if any suspicious activity is detected, Vesky continues. Flügger under investigation. Flügger's headquarters and executives, including CEO and co-owner Sune Snack and the CFO, are now under criminal investigation by Danish police for possible breaches of EU sanctions law. The company says it has acted as soon as its suspected distributors were acting behind its back and has since terminated partnership in Kyrgyzstan, Estonia, Azerbaijan, and Kyrgyzstan. It is completely unacceptable, Flügger said in a written statement. We have left Russia and our policy is crystal clear. We want nothing to do with that market. Experts, a growing Russian sanctions industry. Economist Elena Rybakova from the Brussels think tank Bruegel describes the current situation as a parallel reality. There's now a service industry in Russia dedicated to sanctions circumvention, consultants, shell companies, even university programs teaching how to get around Western sanctions, she says. Strict enforcement and heavy penalties are the only answer. Denmark defends its oversight. Danish Industry Minister Morten Bødskov rejects accusations that Denmark has been too lax. On the contrary, Denmark is among the most advanced in ensuring the enforcement of sanctions, he insists. But ultimately, it is each company's responsibility to ensure compliance and avoid Russia, directly or indirectly. A systemic challenge. Experts agree that Flügger case highlights a much deeper issue, a state-tolerated Russian system designed to undermine Western sanctions through legal loopholes and third-country intermediaries. The very procedures explained on Russian websites are exactly what's happening in real life, says Professor Holst. It's organized, deliberate, and deeply troubling. This investigation reveals more than just one company's potential wrongdoing. It exposes a widespread shadow network undermining global sanctions and raising urgent questions about accountability, enforcement, and corporate ethics. At DanishInfoNewsTV, we'll continue to follow the money, trace the roots, and bring you the full story behind Europe's most pressing trade dilemmas. If you found this report insightful, subscribe now to DanishInfoNewsTV on YouTube and follow us on DanishInfoNewsTV for the next chapter in our Business and Sanctions special series. Because transparency matters and truth travels.